My hair is wet. I look ridiculous. I don't care. I don't care. Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. If you're watching on YouTube right now, hello. There's a QR code up above somewhere here or there. Come join the conversation over on Whatnot. And my shows are always posted on YouTube unless I'm having technical difficulties. So if you miss the show, you can always go onto YouTube and watch it later. So good morning. Happy Monday. I hope everyone's doing well. Mm. I'm going to do good morning pay tribute. There's really no update to give you on the strike. Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Ashudav. I hope I said that right. Good morning. Good morning. Still work to rule. Yeah. So we are still in the same situation we were on Friday. Good morning, Dave from Alberta. Good morning, Terry. Bye now, Shop 59. How are you? Welcome in. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm just going to there we go. It's a poll. Yeah, another poll. Good morning, Magical A. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. So feel free to share your shows and ask your questions. Chevy Roger, good morning. Sorry about the shaking. I'm on my little table still. I'm still stuck in this little corner of my living room. The Faja, good morning. Good morning, World of Nostalgia. How are you? Hi, Terry. Don't mind me. My hair is wet, so it's up in one of those things because I need to go out later and it needs to dry. And so I look ridiculous. Is it Memorial Day today? Oh, happy Memorial Day. This is why in my brain I thought this was the long weekend because last weekend was our long weekend in May. So happy Memorial Day. I hope there's some great parades or something happening. Pay tribute vintage car brochure show on Wednesday, horror and sci-fi posters on Friday. Come and check out my shows. Oh, Pay tribute has awesome stuff. Faja, it's okay. Family, health, family, yourself, your family, your job, your community always come first, way before any one of my free, especially my trains. But thank you, Faja, for letting me know as soon as you could. I just think you can't just let Whatnot take over your life. So it cannot be the only thing. It's very addictive and it's very easy for it to become the only thing in your life, but don't do that. Go out and enjoy life and spend time with your family. And I hope everything's okay-ish, but we can talk later. Hi, Kyle. Good morning. Ooh, Terry has the king and queen are arriving today. Yes, that is true. The king and his the king is arriving today. I'm somewhat excited about that. No comment. I'm still very pro Diana, so I have a problem. Sorry. It's like, yay, no. Wait, no, not the queen, not that queen. Anyways, it is what it is. He married her. His mommy let him. His mommy finally let him marry her a long time ago, so I should get over it. I don't know. By the way, has anyone attempted to read Harry's book? I could not finish it. It was so horrible. And that's like he had a ghostwriter. He had like assistants. He had like numerous paid assistants, and it still was a horrible read. Anyways, yes, the king is going to be tomorrow is going to be opening up is doing the throne speech. For Americans who are in the room, the king is technically our head of state. It's hard to explain. It's a symbolic thing, but I guess at the same time, if you wanted yeah. Anyways, he's technically our head of state. So he is coming to do the throne speech at our parliament, which is a big freaking deal because, our country was started during Queen Victoria and she never came over. Her great whatever grandson, the product of two great grandchildren, cousins, is going to open it up. So that's tomorrow. He's going to be opening it up. Today he's arriving and he's going to go to Lansdowne Park. So if you're near Ottawa, you can go to Lansdowne Park and you can see him in the distance behind all the crowds. And then he's going to go to Rideau Hall and plant a tree and then chillax. you've been it's been since the 50s, I believe, since 1977. 1977. She came in 1982, 84 to sign the Constitution. But 1977 was the last time that she did it in the 50s, and she did it in 1977 was the last time that an actual head of state, the actual, yeah. I I read it this morning. That's the only reason I remember, Terry. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome in. Thanks for joining. Feel free to share your shows and ask your questions. Um, that if anyone's wondering, we leave the poll up until Ivor arrives, because now we're just torturing Ivor because he yeah. Anyways, the poll is there. Basically, you can read the show notes. Um how much this great honor is costing us? A lot, I'm sure. I actually had a dream where he got shot. So, like, that would really suck. That would really suck for Canada if he got, yeah. So anyways, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Good morning, East Ender. Good morning, The Shite. Good morning, Absolute Flipping Deals and Beauty Marks and Cam. And the Sassy Vintage Chick. Good morning. Fashion Swaps and the Loot Depot and Daw Samantha. Good morning, good morning, good morning, East Ender. Good morning, 5 Acre. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. All right, I've done my Waltons thing. So if you want me to go over the strike stuff, just put up some hearts or say that you want Yard Yeller. Good morning, cockadoodle doo. Tell me if you want me to go over the strike thing again. There's no strike today. The union is refusing overtime. That's pretty much what you need to know. But and there is a little bit in the show notes, but I can go over it step by step if you want to. So we're still okay. Today we're okay. Now, let me just give you a quick update. I think I put it in the show notes, but I'm going to say it out loud just because not everybody reads the show notes. Plus, the people on YouTube cannot read the show notes because they're not over here. Okay, so, all right. So let's update. On Wednesday, Canada Post Corporation provided a 700-page proposal, new contract proposal for both unions. There's two unions involved in this potential strike. So these two unions were given a new offer, 700 pages. And strike was supposed to start on Friday. So they were giving it on Wednesday. Union said, hey, you just gave us 700 pages of legal documentation for us to go through. Can we have 2 weeks delay? And Canada Post said, no, you can't. No, you can't. So on Thursday, the union said, this is just last Thursday. On Thursday, okay, thank you. Absolute flipping deals. I will. Oh my God. I have so much to tell you. On Thursday, yes. So Wednesday, they got the contract. They asked for a 2-week extension. Canada Post said no. So on Thursday, they announced that instead of going on strike on Friday, which was their legal right to, they're instead doing a work to rule, which is they're refusing overtime, which in some areas of the country does affects nothing because there is no overtime right now. Other parts of the country, there might be they might always be on overtime. I don't know the statistics, but it's the like little thing that they can do to say, see, we're doing something while they read the documentation. Yesterday, Sunday, the two parties sat down, Canada Post and the union. They sat down and had a conversation with a mediator, and the union replied back with some things that they still have an issue with that weren't covered or weren't. Anyways, the union gave a response. I don't know how they did it already. 700 pages. Yes, they are. It is a slowdown. It will be a slight slowdown, but it's in some areas of the country, like Stamp Pickers Corey saying in his area of the country out west, there is no overtime right now. It's the off season, so it's not going to affect them. So yeah, it's just a matter of other places, other centers, like maybe in Ontario, it's a big deal. I don't know. I haven't seen a slowdown, to be honest, so far, but that was only Friday. So they sat down at the table on Sunday. The union said, here is our responses. It wasn't an official, it was just, here's our thoughts. Canada Post said, "Thank you for your thoughts. We're going to take them and we're going to go away and discuss them." So they had a meeting on Sunday, and it only lasted until, and I don't know why the union specifically said the exact time, but the union said it only lasted until 12:50 p.m. And then the Canada Post people said, "Okay, we're going to go now, and we're going to take your thoughts, and we're going to go now." So God help us if Canada Post decides to do some sort of bullying strong arm thing and says, "We're too far apart. We're going to demand arbitration. And in the meantime, we're going to lock people out." Canada Post, don't do anything stupid. I'm just saying. Anyways, so that is why if you're a Canadian seller, it is super important that it is super important that you learn what to do in case there's a strike, because the way that the tea leaves are suggesting, we're going to go to a strike. It's going to happen. So if you are in this room and you need that information, tell me. But because I don't want to bore everybody, because I did go over this on a daily basis, so I don't want to go. I will go over something if there is even one person in the room who wants that information. So if there's one person in the room right now, you don't have to speak up. Just tap the screen with hearts if you want me to go through the whole thing. No one will know who you are. You just have to tap hearts. I'll see the hearts, and then I'll know to go ahead and do that. Otherwise, I will carry on for now. Good morning, Shop with Tasha. So yeah, that is the update. Now, the good news, yeah, stick with chit chats for now. If you can use chit chats, use chit chats. If you can switch to chit chats, switch to chit chats, because then you will not be panicking and worrying about any package that you send out. Now, chit chats uses currently, because there's no strike, chit chats currently uses um, Canada Post for final mile delivery, last mile delivery. They also have other courier companies that they use for last mile delivery. So, if you use Chit Chats as a Canadian seller and you print out your labels, some of your Canada bound labels are going to say Canada Post. Please don't panic. Please don't message me and ask me, does this label, like, what do I do with this label? Does this mean it's not going to, etc.? Just drop it off at Chit Chats. Chit Chats has already started to redirect some of those packages to their other third party. So they just, instead of dropping them off at Canada Post, they've been redirecting them. So they started doing that last week. So it is possible that they will do that with some packages that they're worried that it's going to take them too long to get through the system. So fear not. Chit Chats has been adjusting themselves, but you will see Canada Post labels print out from time to time, depending on the address of the person. The Whatnot system with Chit Chats looks for the best deal. What is the cheapest price between the two, and then offers that to your customer. So the system is always looking for the cheapest deal, and oftentimes the Canada Post way is the cheapest deal compared to their other last mile couriers. So that's why you see that. But Chit Chats is taking care of business. Taking care of business. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Casey Bling. Good morning. Good morning. So feel free to ask your questions, share your shows. If you're a buyer in here and you came in because you thought I was going to sell you something, well, I still can. So you can ask me for something, or you can also say, "Hey, this is the particular thing I'm looking for." There's lots of sellers in the room right now, and they'll tell you if they have that item, and you might be able to find a really great deal that way. All right, this is my first coffee of the day. Today I started late because so okay, honesty time. I've got this auction on Saturday, live auction that I'm doing. Do I wish I could do it on Whatnot? I would just feel so much better if I was just doing it on Whatnot. Um, it is too late for those packages, but you should be okay, Crazy Bead Lady. They're still in right now. I mean, it's anyone's guess, but right now they're not on strike, so you're okay. But yeah, go into your shipping profile, go to your account, and then go to shipping, and then select Chit Chats as your provider so that it switches to that. Because you're lucky you got one close by. You got a drop off close by you, don't you? Okay. Um. So yeah, I've got this auction on Saturday, and then on top of it, And I don't care if she's in the room, if she's listening. If you're listening, you know who you are. There's a person in our community. I'm volunteering in a community group, and there's a person who's a volunteer who is probably the rudest and most abrasive person I've ever come across. And I worked in politics for a long time. And I don't know if she knows that she's like this. And if you don't, if you're listening right now and you don't know that you're like this, she's not on Whatnot, but she might be on YouTube. Um, like, get some help because, like, it, being that unkind to other people who are just trying to help out in their community is unfathomable. Absolutely, I'm flabbergasted. And the problem is that not listening. Like, we have clear legal obligations as a community organization that we have to follow. One of them being insurance. We need to make sure that all of our the groups that come and work with us on festivals, that they have the proper insurance. It's that simple. Like, we can't get around it. And just saying nasty things to me on an email doesn't undo our legal obligations. They're still there. And if they're not fulfilled, it's my job as the secretary of the association to make sure that our legal obligations are fulfilled. And just making nasty comments to me doesn't. Anyways, I've been dealing with that. Plus, I've got the auction coming up on Saturday, and oh gosh, so I had two people that were supposed to come and work, and they've had to back out. So I'm like down in an auction. You run on a really, you run with as few people as you possibly can. So Donna, gonna need. Oh, Donna, oh my God, God, bring like a truckload of people. We'll talk, because yeah, two of my people dropped out. One of them was supposed to be in the office and the other one was supposed to be helping out, and oh my God, they just vanish. They're just not available. I mean, I understand they gotta move for a job, but it just sucks because I got to deal with that. So I kept, I don't know about you, but I have dreams about things going on in my life. And basically, while I'm sleeping, my brain processes things and comes up with ideas and works out issues and problems. And so when I will, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night because like my whatever dream I had created like a lot of anxiety or worry, and I wake up. Um, yeah, Shopatash, you're welcome to come. Um, so I kept waking up all night long with one worry after another. So I did not sleep well. So I didn't get my shower early enough. So I just epiphany sounds lovely though, Yeller. I would love an epiphany dream. This is like panicky dream, a panicky dream. That's what we're gonna call. Because I go through the entire in my dream, I go through the entire auction. Like, I walk through it and all the things that could go wrong. Which, thanks, Dad, by the way, wherever you are, up or down. Thanks, Dad, so much for teaching me the worst case scenario planning thing, because yeah, gets me really anxious. Nanny M, you just unlocked Egg. You've been suffering through 3 of my shows. Oh my goodness. You have coupons now you don't have to use. Salty Cruise seasonings. Oh, that sounds yummy. Okay. I need to learn more. We're gonna digress and look at Salty Cruise seasonings. 75-year-old family recipe, small batch seasonings for cooking and barbecue. We love making good taste amazing following. From everyday cooking to your favorite barbecue or smoked food. I'm in. I'm in. I have a Traeger grill, smoker grill. 10 delicious flavors, lots of fun kitchen decor. Look, oh my gosh, look at these towels. Look how cute that piggy is. Oh my gosh. And it's a great name. Ooh, sap seasoning. And you're in the States. Rib mix combo, steak seasoning. Oh, it all sounds so good. Oh, yummy. Okay. Now I want a steak. Steak for breakfast, steak and eggs. Okay, so that's me. That's the update of me. I'm just in panic attack mode right now. I'm just like worried about everything. So we're not going to stay on for too long. I'm thinking before, like, definitely before 11 o'clock. Tasha says you never know where I will show up. So feel free to share your shows and ask your questions. How is the poll going? Um, I love that four of you have selected your greatest concern is that Ivor doesn't have hundreds of denim jackets. That is my greatest concern too. We have to just everything about Ivor is going to be about denim jackets now. We're going to ignore all his politics. Hey, World of Nostalgia 2003. Okay, so how was my weekend? I went to the antique market to do some auction stuff, set up, and we managed to get. It was raining most of the weekend, but it did stop for a bit, so we managed to get down to the dock and put the wheels and the new legs and new wheels on the dock. So hopefully we can get that into the water. Not next weekend, but the weekend after. But yeah, it was an insane weekend. How about yours? How was everybody's weekend? Also, I had thrifty gift. You went to Citygate Church seeing my grandma. Ooh, and went to the store. Citygate Church. Is that like a big mega church? It sounds like a big mega church. We don't have a lot of mega churches in Canada. Our mega churches probably look like your regular churches. Cincinnati Forest Park. Oh, that sounds pretty. WKRP in Cincinnati. That's sorry. I know. I I have a very sheltered life, and so that's all I really know about Cincinnati is that there was a TV show. Mm. And it's in Ohio. I think that's all I know. I haven't been there, I don't think. I've been to Ohio. Turkey drop. I know. The humanity. The humanity. I swear to God. Oh yeah, isn't the turtle I swear to God. I thought turkeys could fly. I mean, they kind of can, but not the domesticated ones. That was a great show. That was a great show. Do you remember the episode? Okay, now we're dating ourselves. So all of the like Gen Xers, is that what I am? Am I a Gen Xer or am I like a second baby boomer? I don't know. Anyways, on WKRP in Cincinnati, they had that show episode where they did a show on air where they were talking about drunk driving and trying to encourage people not to drink and drive and proving it by having two of the DJs take drinks and then try and like hit a beep a beep they had to beep a button within a certain amount of time and see that their reaction time went down. The more you drink, your reaction time goes down. That was kind of the lesson. And so they were both drinking and one of the one one of the guys, the Johnny Fever, yes, thank you, Johnny Fever, every time he drank he got faster. He was like super slow and he got faster. His reaction time actually increased the drunker he got. And I don't know why it's still so funny, but it was a really funny episode. I just liked it all. I also wanted to be that blonde. I did it like that because she did have boobies. I wanted boobies. When I was young, I wanted boobies. I don't know why. I really wanted boobies. And now like I totally regret them from a they get in the way. They get in the way. And then people talk to them, not to you. All right. So share your shows, ask your questions. If you need me to go over the Canada Post strike stuff, I will. Um, but it's the same. It's all good. It's right now. It's no strike today. The union is refusing overtime, and you can read a little bit more in the show notes or watch this show again. And if you need to, on my YouTube, it's under my lives. On my YouTube, you have to go to my live section of my channel. Then you can watch all of the rest. World of Nostalgia. Can you follow me back? Oh, I will. As soon as I get to YouTube, or on here. Do you mean? There we go. Now we friends on here. And buy now shop 59. Terry says I grew up in the Cincinnati area. I can speak. How about an hour northeast of Cincinnati? Oh, that's cool. Okay, World Nostalgia. I will try and find you on YouTube. I really suck at YouTubing. I do this. I really should do more things, but I have no time. I hate the waiting game too. I hate the waiting game so much, Timberwolf. I'm so tired of it. And today I've got to drive to Chit Chats and drop it off because because I told all of you to switch Chit Chats. Yeah, quit playing with our emotions. Your YouTube account is World of Nostalgia 2003. Okay, so same as. Okay, I shall find it. And if not, just DM me and remind me because I can promise to forget things. I'm extremely good at getting distracted and forgetting things. Hmm. Buy now shop 59 says, "Hi, I'm Terry from Dundas, Ontario. Jewelry show on Thursday at 5:07 p.m. Yay!" Oh, there's that fly is still in this house. Um, so yeah. Oh, what kind of jewelry are you selling? And Terry, how did the you did a show in a I missed it. I missed everybody's shows. You did a show in a clothing store. How did that go? So I'm just curious how it went live thrifting or live shopping. It's kind of hard sometimes when it's nothing sold. Yeah. It's kind of hard sometimes when it's somebody else's retail prices, right? It's hard on here to do retail prices a lot. It's more like, yeah. That's what I find is like it's one thing when you're going through a thrift store and you add a little bit to the price. I've seen people who do live thrifting, but they basically put the price up to what they would sell it like they own an antique store or something and they're going thrifting, not non vintiquity. I'm not talking about vintiquity. But I've seen others who actually like find something in a thrift store and go, "Oh, I'd sell this in my store for $25. So I know it says $2.50, but I'm going to charge $25 right now." And I just feel like I'd rather I'd rather you just filled up your cart and then did a show from your truck, and sell stuff out of your truck that you just got at the thrift store and not tell us how much you spent at the thrift store on it. I like live thrifting because it's a lot of fun to do those shows. But if it's in a retail environment, it's kind of hard because like I found it hard when we were at the antique market and I was doing for a while last year. I was doing weekly shows at the antique market. But the problem is that those are other vendors' prices, and I can't touch those. And I couldn't even touch my own prices. I couldn't lower my prices in my booth because I have to pay. I have to pay um like I'm a regular buyer when I buy stuff and do live thrifting. So I was like losing money because um it's hard because people are like, I don't want to pay that much. Plus, I needed to add a little bit on for my own. Plus, I have to pay taxes on that and everything. Thank you, Angela. Buy No Shop 59 says Leah and Nuria, and you have great live thrifting shows. I haven't done live thrifting in so long. I really need to. Good morning, Angela. Good morning, Retro City. How are you? Um, yeah, and Angela Ashley says great live thrifters to follow is Vintiquity, Canadian Treasures, Thrifting with ADHD. Absolutely. And oh, Lexi Lux does some fun when she does live thrifting on whatnot. She's just a hoot. She's a hoot. She's a hoot. With this hair up like this, I definitely feel like I need to say stuff like that. Well, isn't that just darling? Well, isn't that special? She is. She's a hoot, eh? She goes oot and a boot, and she's a hoot. There you go. Got a new one. Oot and a boot and with a hoot. I really have never met a Canadian who says a boot, but Mitch, Vamp, good morning. Um, okay. Any questions? I'm gonna pin the resources thing. Pin. There we go. So here's a little secret. If you look at these two, is in Newfoundland that they say oot and a boot? I've never heard it there either. But I guess I never asked them. Okay, so as you can see, when I do my talk shows in the auction tab, I put the informational stuff. And see here how there's like two people that have saved this. So basically they will get a note every time I pin that, and 22 people have this. You can't see it right now, but there's 22 people who have this one saved. So whenever I pin this, oops a daisy, it will it will send them a notification so they know that I'm doing a talk show. So it's kind of like they that if they have their notifications for just regular shows turned off, but they have notifications turned on for when saved items happen. When saved items get pinned or run, then they're going to get a notification so they know I'm going live. So if you ever want to just know that I'm going live talking about seller chat stuff, just save this one. And if you want to know when I'm going live and talking about the strike, save this one. Just go and put just yeah, you just have to click on it, and I can't do. Oh, there we go. I just saved my own thing. Okay. So now now I'm going to get a notification when I pin my own thing. So you just put it right there, save it, and then you'll get a notification that way. So that's just a little secret. It's a little secret. Same thing as if you go into someone's show and you really like something, but that day you can't afford it. If it doesn't sell, then the next time they put it up for sale, you're going to get a notification. I have a bunch of things like Boseware and stuff that I went on to Whatnot and looked up, and so I saved it so that I could go back and look and see reference for Boseware, and sometimes I might get tempted. Um, so and I get notifications day and night about certain things that I have saved, but it's a lot it's way more helpful because I have almost all of my notifications turned off except for when I save something or I bookmark a show. You're so impulsive. I'm impulsive too. I just what I do is I leave very little available on my credit cards so that I um it then texts me a notification saying your credit card is getting full, Kim. You should probably stop. It doesn't say it that way, but that's the implication. Then I go, oh, okay. I will stop. So it's got a low max on purpose so that I don't get too crazy. Good morning. Good morning, Retro City. How are you doing? Um, here we go. We can Good morning, Leah. How are you? We were talking about live thrifting and also how awesome you are. And by the way, if you are available this weekend, I have two staff that that are not available now. Welcome to Kim is Forked. Miss Chris, this and that. Hello. Oh, Buy Now Shop 59 says Canada Post just delivered 4 packages to my front door. Ooh, what'd you buy? What'd you buy? Um, okay. I I got my I Leah, I tried on my dress and I need to make sure I have the right foundation on to wear that cuz otherwise it's got a big gap around the boobies cuz it's a little small, but I'm going to make it work. Um should you put in a call for a check on the well-being? Yeah, I was up half the night. Um I was up half the night cuz I kept waking myself up cuz it's a gorgeous dress. I can't wait to wear it. I just need to shove the girls around a little bit. That's all. But yay. If you're wondering, I bought a dress from Thrifting with ADHD that she bought from the Hoarder House shows on Storage Share. So it's like, it's the sisterhood of the traveling dress now. Um, you're struggling with sleep lately as well. I'm no longer taking my sleep medication. I used to have sleep medication that would completely knock me out. That dress you thrifted? Ooh. Ooh, well, you got a good deal. I love that one. Um, it smells so good. So I thought it was part of the great soak. It smells so good. Um, I'm no longer on my sleep meds, but I really do need to get some more because I need to knock myself out. I've got too much going on. Magical A says I'd love to sleep through the night at least once. Yeah, basically I have to take something that like roasted pumpkin seeds help with sleep. I love pumpkin seeds. And just have to roast them a little bit. Ooh, I could put them on the grill. That sounds yummy. Um, Buy Now Ship 59 has packages that just arrived. She bought gemstones, socks, jewelry, and I don't remember what else. I have to get Ed to get them so I can open them. Might be did you get your cards yet? Your cards might be coming to you. Your doses were too high. It was working for me for so long and now it's not. I've also been super dizzy late. Oh no. And the dizziness, the vertigo is a super I had that for a while. What's the name of the medication that I took? Beta something. I can't remember what it is, but there's a yeah, there's a it's it's a vestibular thing. Beatitude. Definitely not beatitude. Although, yes, beta histine. That's I mean, you are a saint, so beatitudes would make sense, but usually that's after you're already gone, and I don't want that. So, um, oh, the cards, I got the next day after you mailed them. That was with Canada Post, and they made it to you in one day. That's pretty amazing. Mitch has got crazy fatigue, depression, anxiety, ADHD, BD, insomnia. Yeah. All right. Safe drive. Be safe, Leah. We'll just talk about you while you're gone. We're waiting for Ivers to come in so we can we can make fun of him for his denim jackets. And then, oh gosh, this chair is currently very uncomfortable. Good morning, OTW cards. Ugh. Yeah. Yes, be very careful. Although we're there's I'm gonna read out what people are saying, Leah, so you don't have to look. So uh Terry is saying be very careful, and Mitch Vamp is saying thanks, love, I appreciate it, and two kisses. Or two X's, which you could take as kisses, or triple X is something else. Um I'm just teasing. Miss Snoopy, good morning. How are you? Um I'm French. You do the two kisses. Mwah, mwah. I was I was I was married to a part Greek, and so it was three kisses. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. You had to do it three kisses. So I went straight from like a family that didn't kiss to three kisses, because my family's very Scots, Irish, English, very. It's lovely to see you. Good morning, Pickies. Good morning. In fact, I probably should message my aunt and see how she's doing. I have no contact with my family, my mother's side or my father's side. Lisa Law, good morning. How are you? Okay, so share your shows. It's 10:14. We're gonna do a short show today because I don't have new news about the strike. So the good news is no strikey, no strike today. Um, but who knows? Tomorrow could be a different story. You never know. So no news is good news. So prayers, whatever you want to do, things to universe, hold some crystals, I don't know. Whatever you want to do to avoid to hope for no strike would be great. But in the meantime, consider if you can switching to chit chats now so that nothing gets stuck. Yes, and Lisa Law does have the crystals if you need them. It's just that they may not arrive because they'll be coming by USPS. So that is the one caution that I have. You broke the cycle of not hugging, kissing your family and your children. They will give you aw, that's awesome. I like to give hugs. I do like to give hugs, but only with permission. Because I yeah. Anyone in Quebec, I'm doing a garage sale this weekend. You should go live from your garage sale. I did that last year, and like it was like a $400 show. Like everybody just loved all the crap I had in my garage sale. So I made I made more money on whatnot than I did with the people who came physically. So do a live and the like, because all you have to do is just say, hang on everybody, I'm going to. It's the same thing I have every show. I just need things gone. Perfect. So do a show, and if you can, if you want to. You don't have to, but it was a lot of fun. Buy Now Shop 59 says I was thinking of doing a live garage sale. Yeah, I mean, if you're just gonna stand there all day, you might as well talk to your friends. Talk to your friends on whatnot. We'll see if my battery likes me. The secret is put it in just outside of your car so you can plug it into your car, and if you have a vehicle you can plug it in, or an extension cord. um I have like I have a roll up extension cord I use sometimes when I'm outside, because once the weather gets better, I will be selling out of my van from my driveway down by the river. Um, oh, Absolute Flipping Deal says that could be my first show with Kim, Leah's, and Tasha's help. Yeah, why not? You could buy stuff for cheap at my auction and then like auction it in the parking lot afterwards. And we can all help you. Um, if it's nice, I'm doing garage sale. That is awesome. Um, Angela Ashley asked a really good question. I'd love it if I could post on here items that are pickup only. Do you think that will be an option for one day? I think so. In fact, I'm writing a proposal now to Whatnot for for that, and also to have a licensed or a like true auctioneers. I don't know how to phrase it yet. I haven't figured that out, but an auctioneers program that will be for people who actually do live auctions, because I would love, absolutely love to be able to do my auctions live on Whatnot. But a lot of things that I sell at the auction, Whatnots are not Whatnotable. But it would be so much easier if I could have like people online bidding, but also if you're there physically, then my clerk would just bid on a, which would say, floor bidder Red Rooster, um floor bidder at the auction Red Rooster, or something like that, so we know, and just that person bids, and then it's like, no, you're out. um Internet Whatnot, you got it, you're out. Floor has it, last chance, all done. 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, it's done. So we could actually like show it up on a screen and everything. It would be totally great. But it needs to be one, other auctioneers besides me. 8% commission plus 2.9% payment processing fee is too much for most auctioneers when they don't get to, because most auctioneers charge um, 10 or 15% buyer's premium, even on their online auctions. That's what they charge. Um, they won't get that through Whatnot. We can't add a buyer's premium on, and I don't think that they would think of doing that at some point, but I'll put that in the proposal, that that would definitely attract. And I think that it would be way better for auctioneers than some of them are doing it on YouTube. They're doing live auctions on YouTube and taking bids from randos on YouTube. Now they have them pre-approved somehow, but it's just, it seems like it's not as Whatnot secure. The buyers have guarantees, the sellers are protected, everybody's protected in the process. And I would be perfectly happy with doing that, and paying a premium in a way, because if you look at some of the auction software that's available for auctioneers, like high bid, the price that they charge per, a lot of people don't realize they charge a lot of money per auction to run those online auctions, and it's redonkulous. Plus they charge per bid, per unique bidder, like per bid on an item. So yeah, and Retro City says max sold charges 30% up to $2,000, which is, that's a lot. They're not even doing anything. They're just offering you the platform. And there's a minimum too, right? I think the minimum's gone up. So you still have to pay a certain amount of money. Now they do a little bit more setup, and they do advertising. They do some advertising, and they have a big bidder pool for you to use. So I mean, I've used Max Sold in the past, and had decent success with it. But then I also know how to take pictures and write good descriptions, and I know how to pull out the good stuff and put the other stuff in box slots. A lot of people are just going through their homes. They're like, it's mom and dad died, and I need to get rid of all this stuff in their house, and they don't even know what they're looking at, and they're just opening up a cupboard and taking a picture of all the cups and saucers and stuff, and it's, yeah. um So, okay. Um, I I miss I I stopped buying on Max Sold because I have way too much stuff, but I do miss it. I did like buying on Max Sold, but driving all over the county to pick up things on weird days is a pain in the butt, especially since they most of their pickups are on the weekends. And I try to protect my weekends as much as I can. Not that I really do that because I'm hanging out with you guys. All right, everyone, please share where you're from and what you sell so that everybody can follow everybody else. We got 27 people in the room right now. So I'll start. Hi, my name is Kim. I'm the Red Rooster. I sell just about everything, and I have chat shows every morning, Monday through Saturday, as well. Da, 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 da. See this? Where is it? No, it's out of frame. Hang on. I'm going to go get it. Please hold. Oh, cheapers. It's a mess in here. There it is. Come here, you. Make sure I'm not showing my butt. Okay. I think I can take my hair out now. All right, it's wet. Tonight at 7:45 I'm doing a show which is the many ways to whatnot. We're going to be talking about all the different ways that you can do whatnot as a seller. It's not just auctions. There's so many options for you. So we're going to be talking about the many ways to whatnot, and I'm going to be giving away, there's 3 of these left. 3 whatnot banners are going to be given away. Plus I have another gift from Team Goofy. So I'm going to be giving away, probably, I don't know what yet, but it'll be something Canadian from Team Goofy that I'll be giving away. So bookmark that show tonight. Come back tonight. We're going to be talking all things whatnot. It's going to be, I was first going to call it the 50 Shades of Whatnot, but I decided that some people might come in thinking it was a different type of show. So instead, it's going to be the many ways to whatnot or whatever I called it. Anyways, tonight, Monday night, the show that's currently scheduled for this afternoon is going to be moved because I have to set up for this auction. And if you are in the neighborhood and available to come help me on Saturday, if you would like to learn how to do a live auction, then message me. I'm in Hastings, Ontario. So um, all right, everyone share what you're about and tell me all about it. Oh, Angie's this and that says, hi, I'm Angie from Listowel. I sell everything, mainly fashion at the moment, and host a family fashion raid train monthly on the 3rd Sunday of every month. So if you do, how about that? Any luck now? Okay. All right. Yeah, it was because I got a phone call. So now we know if I get a phone call. Okay, working now. Yeah, it's because I got a phone call and this phone couldn't handle the 2 things. So, all right. Sorry. Yes, the last thing was about Angie. Thank you so much. So Angie's this and that, who's amazing. She's got a show. She sells mainly fashion and she hosts a raid train once a month. It's on the 3rd Sunday of every month. It is a family fashion raid train, so there are some spaces still available for June. So do message Angie to get in on the raid train. The last one was her very first one, and she was it was amazing. And thank you to Thrifting with ADHD, who's driving right now, who helped out with that too. Um, Warren Martin says, hello, everyone. I'm learning the business and will sell stamps and postcards sometime soon. I'm from Vancouver Island, BC. So many people on the island are coming to Whatnot. It's awesome. we need to get everybody who lives on the island needs to message chit chats and say that you need a drop off location. Now, last week, whatnot, Louise came in and said that we are possibly getting that the right now that Chit Chats is working with Pure Later to add Pure Later and Pure Later drop off locations as another option for Chit Chats. So if that happens, that would be awesome. But it isn't. There's nothing on the website yet, but it sounds like it's coming. So, and always make sure that like once a day, go into your email, whatever email you use for whatnot, and just search for whatnot, especially if you use Gmail. A lot of your messages on whatnot that are like business related actually don't become priority messages for some reason. So just search for whatnot and find all the info. Oh, and I forgot. Hang on. It was in, hang on. So also, if you sell vintage decor, and where is it? If you sell vintage decor, I have to scroll back. Melody and I talk a lot. Okay. If you sell vintage decor, they are doing a special this Friday and Saturday. It's called Vintage in Bloom. And if you want to join the lineup, it's selling vintage decor. They're going to highlight shows with vibrant seasonal antiques that celebrate spring. Think bright colors and botanical beauties. It's not a raid train, it's an event. So all you need to do is create a show on May 30th or May 31st, and then put vintage decor as your category, and then select vintage in bloom as one of the tags, and then you will get highlighted. So what they do is that on the, let me just see if I can show you, minimize show. So when they're doing events on whatnot, they will have a shelf. Okay, they'll create a shelf here, so all this will be down, and there'll be a shelf, and then vintage in bloom. If you follow vintage decor, it's going to be up there. Oh, okay, coming in. Let me catch up on the chat. Hang on. So if you do sell vintage decor, think about doing a vintage decor show, vintage in bloom, spring colors. Comic Hospice says the buy it now still does not have any currency exchange. I had 2 customer problems with that. There's down a picture to show. Okay. Oh, let's see. I'm just trying to refresh. So yeah, there is. So make sure that you send a message to support to let them know that there is still a problem. If there's little glitches that are happening, the best way is just to message them. They may be aware, but you don't know for sure if they're aware. So better to send them a message. Make sure you give them as much detail as possible in your first message. So if you use, so when you're in whatnot and you go to contact whatnot, it's over here, contact us. It's in your account part. So when you go to the contact us, and you have to select which it's going to be. So in this case, I would just say it's general, if we were talking about this particular thing, and then you have to add features or feedback. So what you want to do is in this space right here, put as much detail as you can. So if you're talking about an order or a user, make sure you put the order number or the shipment number or the username, and put, if it's for multiple issues, put multiple order numbers or multiple shipment numbers. Get all that information, copy and paste it into here, and then upload any photos. Screenshots are great. So if you see an issue, screenshot it and send it to whatnot, because then they can literally see what you're seeing and it helps them figure out the problem. And then when you I'm just going to put test. So when you do message support this way, the first thing that it's going to do is it's going to come up with the what bot. And the what bot is going to say, it's going to say, thank you for contacting whatnot support. Wait times vary, blah, 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 blah. And then usually the what bot will say, ask you questions, or the what bot will say, it sounds like what you're talking about is this. And we'll give you links to all of the different articles that are in help.whatnot.com that could help you resolve the problem. And so if you haven't bothered to Google before, if you have an issue, if it's not like what you're talking about, which is a glitch, Comic Cosby, but if it was like, I'm not sure how to print a label or something like that, and you didn't do your work, then the Whatbot is going to say, oh, here's the information that you need, and here are the links. So make sure you go and read those links first before you create a ticket, because it could be that your issue could be resolved right away by just reading the information that's already available on help.whatnot.com. Help.whatnot.com is going to save your butt more often than you think. So whenever in doubt about something, the first thing that I do is I go to help.whatnot.com. Also, if you use Google, Google has a new AI thing. And so you ask Google a question like, how do I print labels on Whatnot? And it's going to come up with an AI answer first. And then it's going to have links below. Go to the links below. The AI answer is often not correct because they have bad or old information, or they're scraping it off of places that they shouldn't because people have put up information that's not correct. So make sure you go down to the actual Whatnot um, link to find out the real answer, because the AI is, a robot does not have the same brain as a human, and maybe one day they will, but right now they don't. And so make sure that you've got all of the information. It's okay. I was just showing how to use you. I know. I talk to the robot. I do talk to AI. Just in case they do take over, I am always very um polite. I'm polite even to the robot. And now Whatbot is trying to figure out how to answer me. But so the Whatbot is gonna say, here's some links that you can look at. And then it's like, does this resolve your issue? Or do you need more help? And if you do need more help, say yeah, like yes, create a ticket. Sometimes um you can just put in it. Sometimes you just have to tap a button, and sometimes you'll have to say, please create a ticket. And then it'll create a ticket with all of the information. Before, that first page that had the box where I said, put as much information as you can. The more information, if you just say, I'm having trouble with my labels, it's going to be back and forth with support. And I hear so many people who get frustrated with support, the other thing, because it takes so long to go back and forth. So this is the best way. Put as much information as you can into that contact form before you send it. And then when you send the ticket to Whatnot. Now, when you send the ticket, sometimes what I will do is, if I realize something like, oh, I forgot to mention this, I will say to the Whatbot in here, I'll say, please add this information to the ticket. And then I will write out the thing and hit send. And then good old Whatbot will add it to the ticket so that that information is known. And it'll say, I've updated your ticket. So that's always good. So, because sometimes, you hit send and then you're like, oh, dang, I should have said this. This is the awesome way to do it. And you can also add screenshots from here too. So if you've got a screenshot and you want to add it to it, you can add it right here. Screenshots are really helpful for support. So give as much detail as you can, add screenshots, be polite to the robot. So the robot said back to me, no problem at all. If you have any questions in the future, feel free to ask. Have a wonderful day. That's very sweet. Thank you, Whatbot. So there you go. So I hopefully that glitch, that currency glitch, will get fixed. I'm finding it. I find it. I'm not used to the conversion, so it kind of takes me aback whenever I go into any show. I'm like, oh wait, conversion. There's a conversion here. Oh, it must be a U.S. show. So, yeah. Anyways, good morning, Quinn B. How are you? Zoe's Treasures. Good morning. Okay, last call to share your shows and ask your questions. I'm gonna look for someone to raid while you're doing that. You know the drill. I look for someone to raid. You ask questions and distract me, and we're here for another half hour. And feel free to ask any question you want. Um, let's see who's on right now. Um, actually, you know what? We're gonna go into another seller chat. All right, bye for now. How does shipment unbundling work? So good question, Quimby. Let me just double check your profile for a second. Um, okay, Canadian. All right. So unbundling. If you have somebody buys a bunch of things and it's not all going to fit into one reasonable size box, or it's not safe to ship in just one box altogether. Like if somebody bought from me a whole bunch of irons. Um yes, oh yeah, I will, Donna. I'm gonna should probably just talk. So I can rant to you about things. Um, so what you want to do is, if you don't think that it's all going to be able to fit, you can put it in a big box. But if you feel like you need to unbundle, when you do unbundling, remember that your buyer has not paid for a second box, shipping a second box. They've paid for everything. Whatnot only adds a little bit more to each box, to each to the price of shipping that box. So if you've ever bought on Whatnot, you'll see that your first item costs you a lot, and then your next item after that costs only a little bit, because it's just adding to the box, adding weight to the box. So if you unbundle, you will use one of your free shipping adjustments, and if you've used up all your shipping adjustments, it will cost you whatever it is for that box. Um, so if it's like $10, $14 for a second box, because they're just going to take, so one box has the first item and the next 10 items, and then the next box has another 10 items, but the person only paid like 50 cents or 60 cents for each one of those items. And 10 items, that's only going to be $6. So whatever the difference is between what they paid Whatnot for shipping and what the shipment actually costs, you will get charged that if you've already used up your shipping adjustments. If not, unbundling will just use up your shipping adjustments. And how do you do unbundling? If you go to help.whatnot.com, it's got a really great video and information about how to do unbundling. So I highly recommend going and reading that and looking that over. It's fairly simple. You go to the shipment that you go to the shipment that you need to unbundle. And then on the side, if you just click anywhere on that line, when you're at seller.whatnot.com in your shipments, on that line, you just click somewhere on there, and then it's going to come up on the right hand side. It's going to be a bar, and it's going to show all the items. What you do is you click unbundle, and then you are going to select the items that you want to put in the second box, and then you hit unbundle selected items. It's going to then ask you, are you sure you want to do that? Because you are going to use up one of your shipping adjustments, or you're going to have to pay for that cost. So are you sure? And you say, yes, I'm sure. Then bing, it is now a new box. And then, so it's going to have its own separate line. And then, so you're going to have a line for the first box and a line for the second box, and your buyer will get a notification for both tracking information when you do ship it out. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that's helped. No problem, Quimby. Thank you for asking that. Okay, let me see if he's still on. He is. I did a train last night, and what I always hope is I leave my phone on. When I'm running trains, I just leave one of my phones running. And so I'm like in the train, but I'm not actually in the room. And so I had left it running. And this morning it was already, someone had raided into someone else who had raided into someone else who had raided someone else. So this morning we, we all were raided into this guy, Goliath Gala. And he was doing a seller chat. And do I have any Tupperware? I do have Tupperware. What Tupperware do you need? What kind of Tupperware do you need? Mix? Do you need Tupperware? Because I have Tupperware. Y'all want Tupperware? I got Tupperware at my. I always wake up to Tupperware show. Oh, you do. That sounds delightful. I don't know. So we're gonna go into Goliath Gala. He's got 266 people in the room. He's an American. But he seemed like a really nice guy. In any chat show, take what you like and leave the rest, including my wet hair. I apologize for that. Good morning, Ruda. So we are going to raid into Goliath Gala. Um, Normally I don't rate into big shows, but it was really I liked what he had to say. And he was just really sweet, and he was letting people co-host. And yeah, you saw me. I wasn't actually there last night, but we're gonna go into him. So if you're Canadian, put up some Canadian flag emojis. Let's see if he knows what if he knows what Canada is. It'll be a test. And I will see you all tonight. Tonight, come to my show tonight. I'm giving away 3 of those whatnot pendants. So I love you guys so much. Have a great day. Let's go raid into him. And oh, I forgot to end the poll. Shoot. I need to end the poll. How do I do that? I know what a raid is. Oh, never mind. I don't know what the poll said. Who won? Doesn't matter. All right, here we go. We're raiding in. Love you guys. See you